I received this video this morning, and all throughout the city of New York, we've had complaints with regards to police misconduct, and rarely is there a video. This is clear and convincing evidence of police brutality. A couple of things. One, if in fact this was an emotionally distressed individual, we were told that there would be protocol involved. This is not protocol. Two, there is no, from what I can see, this individual did not defend himself, did not fight back. And if in fact he was to be arrested, that is not the proper procedure to arrest an individual who is emotionally distressed. Three, I want to thank the synagogue for housing homeless individuals. We are at a record. In the city of New York, we have a record number of homeless people. And it's institutions and organizations and entities like this who step up to the plate to provide a public service. And the homeless people should be treated with more respect than that which is exhibited by this video. I want the charges dismissed immediately. I want a full and complete investigation. And I want these officers off the force. And I urge that all individuals, and we should not tolerate police brutality in this community or in any community in the city of New York. And I stand here today with my constituents to say that this should never happen again.
Thank you. Assemblymember Karim Camara, please.
Thank you. I want to thank my colleague in the Assembly, Dov Hikind, our leaders here in the community, Kanina Sperlin, Barry Sugar, and also I want to thank Moshe Feiglin for the great work that he does, because we know that there are many individuals, young people in this case, who happen to be homeless, or other people who are going through a difficult phase in their journey in life, and this organization is there to support them. When I came here today, I knew I was going to at least call for an investigation. But when I see this videotape, it's clear there's no justification for the way this man was treated, and these officers, enough in this videotape to say these officers should be disciplined immediately. They woke someone up from a deep sleep and basically treated him like a piñata. If they felt there was a need to arrest him, they should arrest him. But to constantly beat him, 2 officers and the 3rd officer, and I believe I counted 12 officers to come in and hold down 1 individual who never swung at them, it's despicable. There's no justification for it. As tragic as this is, it's even more tragic that this happens so many times and it's not caught on videotape. As we've heard from the Comptroller's report, there's a rise in the complaints against New York City Police Department. And while I believe, like most of us here, that the overwhelming majority of the officers obey the law and protect our community, we cannot allow a few officers to do damage to the relations in our community, because guess what? Police officers need us to enforce the law, because we know the trouble spots. We know where the crimes are, but if we don't trust the police officers, we're not going to communicate with them at all. So we're demanding that we indeed have courtesy, professionalism, and respect by every officer who's wearing a badge in our community, and we demand that now.
Thank you. The final speaker will be Bill de Blasio, who's going to be walking in a moment. But, you know, the issue of this gentleman, and by the way, let's get something clear. He is not mentally disturbed in any fashion. That is ridiculous. Okay? He maybe needed a place to stay. That is true. And they provided a place. And the person who was in charge of that facility is here, and he is going to say a few words to you and make it very, very clear. This man had permission to be there. There is no question about that. Moshe Feiglin. Spelled F-E-I-G-L-I-N. Moshe, M-O-S-H-E.
Hi, yes. I've been running Aliyah for the past 10 years, and unfortunately we've never seen anything like this before. It hurt me terribly to watch the video. And it was very sad for me to watch this video, to see one of my own members getting treated in this way. I wouldn't want to see anybody treated this way, especially not one of our own. Our center is committed to helping, reaching into youth in the community that need extra help, youth that need guidance, youth that need support, youth that need a safe haven, youth that need a job, youth that need a GED, and hundreds of other things we provide for daily. And the entire foundation has been shaken up by this right now. We have to reconvince our members that we are a safe haven, that they can come to us when they're in need, and not that they have to worry about being treated in this way. So I hope that all the officials here today are going to do their utmost to make sure that we don't have to have such a concern again, and we can once again call our place a true safe haven for young people in the community that need that extra help, need a place to go. One of our foundations to each and every one of our students and our members is we have to respect every individual. Every being in the world is created in the image of God, and we're all godly people. Whether you're a Jew or a non-Jew, we are all God's handiwork, and we have to respect everybody and treat everybody with dignity and with respect. And I hope that this tragedy will end off with some very, very strong positive resolutions coming out.
Thank you. Next we have, before we have also Senator Adams, we have Shapiro Tamir, who's the head of the Community Council. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. And it's a very, very serious day. I feel that over the past few years, we've really had an opportunity to develop a relationship with the police, and it's really set us back. To see a still shot of a police officer, somebody that we tell our community members and somebody that we tell our children to go and seek help from a person with a uniform, to see him winding up against a person with his hands down, as you can see in the still shot, it shakes the conscience. It really, really shakes the conscience. And it sets us back years of progress that we were trying to make in this community. I really hope that this is going to come to a real and full resolution, and that if the police are standing with us, if NYPD are truly standing with us, and we think that they are, then they're going to stand with us to root out the bad apples inside the police department. It's very important that in these times also to show solidarity with the NYPD and to see that they're going to do the right thing, to hold them to task and say, police department, we care about you, you protect us, stand with us and take these bad apples out. We still stand with the police, but we don't stand with this person. We don't stand with people that attack a person that just woke up with his hands behind his back while a police officer winds up with one hand and keeps his target in place with the other hand. That is unacceptable. It's a disgrace. And the police should stand together with us against these types of acts. Thank you very much.
You. Next, Senator Eric Adams.
Thank you. Thank you. Sure. Thank you. And as many of you know, prior to being a senator, I was a captain in the New York City Police Department. And so when you look at the video, and I saw the video several times prior, it's a breakdown on some of the basic tactics that should be used when you attempted to subdue someone. Not only did you jeopardize the safety of the individual involved, but you also jeopardize the safety of your partner who was there with you. Clearly, police need to be trained how to properly have a street encounter. This is not a boxing match. You don't, cock back to take the best blow. This is not a fight of who's the strongest. It's using your skills, using your training, using your tactics to talk someone down. This was a conversation that should have continued. You don't go from 0 to 100 in a short period of time. And there are so many other tools that are available that if a person is emotionally disturbed, if a person is acting erratically, there's so many other tools that are available. There was a great deal of time to call for backup. There was a great deal of time to wait it out, a conversation. You saw none of that. And Inspector Lewis has been doing a great job at the precinct, and we would like to sit down and speak with them and find out how do we prevent these things from happening. The police is the professional, not the civilian that they come in contact with. We should never get to the point where everyone is putting up their dukes and see who can throw the best blow. That's not the role of a police officer. This was a complete breakdown in some of the most basic tactics of dealing with a civilian, and we are better than that. This videotape says we're much better than that. We cannot police by saying, let's go to the videotape. That can't happen. We police by having good tactics, and for some reason we seem to be moving away from those tactics that made us great in the first place. We need to return to that. This was a failure.
Yeah. Just let me say one other thing that I have this opportunity, that we have this video and this speaks volumes and is very, very powerful, and it's indisputable what's in that video. There are no two sides to this story. There's only one side. But there has been a breakdown between the Jewish community in Crown Heights and the 71st Precinct. I'm not going to play games. Things are not good between the precinct and its commander in being responsive to the community in Crown Heights. And that needs to change as of today. And we're going to be on top of it and make sure that happens. It's a shame that it takes something like this to make everybody look up and to make everybody notice that something is not kosher, something is not right. So we got to turn the page as of today. It's not going to be the same anymore. We don't take anyone for granted. All the people in Crown Heights are equal, and everyone has to be treated in the same fashion. I now give you the Comptroller, the Public Advocate of the City of New York, Bill de Blasio. Thank you. Thank you for changing your schedule and rushing to be here.
Thank you, Dov. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for expressing the outrage I know so many people feel in this community and beyond. We deeply respect the men and women of the NYPD, and we know that it's the requirement of every citizen to respect the instructions of the NYPD. But what we see in this video is something beyond the pale. What we see in this video actually denigrates the standards of the NYPD. It puts a stain on the high standards that the vast majority of men and women who wear that uniform uphold. I don't know what this officer was thinking to assume that stance he assumed, or to attack an innocent man after he's already in cuffs on the ground. But that's not police procedure. That's not courtesy, professionalism, and respect. That doesn't help bring police and community together. It's not fair, it's not right. And there must be, not only an immediate investigation, there must be consequences, so that we can in fact get on with the good work of bringing police and community together, and so that the vast majority who are good in the NYPD can show what that standard looks like every day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
The gentleman that spoke before Senator Adams, can you give us his name right here?
Sure. You want to give your name loud and clear?
Right to the mic.
Zaki Tamir.
Spell that.
Z-A-K-I. Last name Tamir. T-A-M-I-R.
And the organization you're with?
The Crown Heights Jewish Community Council.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, the president said that the victim would be here?
No, the victim is, obviously he has all kinds of charges that he is facing, very serious charges. Lawyers made a decision that he should not be here, and I think that's the right decision.
Assemblyman,
Yes?
can you just tell us, if he had permission to be there, then why would the police call? Why did the security guard who called them, from our understanding, notify them in the first place? Wouldn't he have known if he's been a regular...
Yeah, we don't know. That person was not authorized to call the police. And as I said, Mr. Fagelin is here, who runs the facility. This person was not there the very first night. Remember, I think the video said, I think it was 4:05 in the morning. 4:05. Imagine you're sleeping and someone gives you a little push and there are two police officers over your bed. And this is during the holiday, I might add, during the holiday of Sukkot, when you don't get into a car, you don't make phone calls, you don't do any of that. But the issue is not any of that. The issue is the police brutality, the police action that was unconscionable, wrong. This is not the way the police department that I love behaves. This is not the police department that I respect. This is not the way they behave. So this person had permission. He wasn't trespassing. And, you know, he's faced with an assault charge, a felony charge, you know, attacking a police officer, raising your arm to touch a police officer. He never did that. It was a lie.